when you have some goals in your life, some dreams in your life, and you keep pushing for them, you keep working hard for them, and it seems life does not like this thing. Life does not like this rebelliousness or this rebellion in you, and it acts on you, and it acts in a way that it makes it really difficult for you to get up, difficult to keep pushing up, and then comes a storm, a very severe storm in your life that makes your situation critical. And in that critical situation, you lose many important things. You lose a lot of things. And this is when it is called when everything goes south, which means you you lose things. You may lose your mind. You may lose your temperament. You may lose people. You may lose your status, your job, your finances, whatever the results, people lose access to their own life. And this situation, losing access to their own life, this makes it critical. This is a serious issue for people because for all God loving, God fearing people of the world, God loving or God fearing people of the world, they generally assume that the God up there, he is someone benevolent, someone who would listen to them, someone who would listen to their cries, someone who would judge their actions by their intensity, by their piousness, by their piety. Mm, but even after pushing a lot of efforts, it's like you are pushing up against the wall, and you have been pushing for years, but the results are negligible. You find it that you are not getting the desired results, or you are not getting access to a desired life. And despite that, you keep pushing. Despite all these setbacks, you keep pushing, you keep hoping, you keep dreaming about your life, you keep the flame of hope alive, and then comes a storm. And this storm, it may be uh, this storm, it may be a single devastating storm or a series of smaller storms. However, life acts on you, but life will act on you, and life acts in a merciless way. And I I say life is merciless because many people will lose their loved ones. Many people will will lose the things they did not imagine. So this whole life thing, this push is really painful, and this is seriously painful. It's not just that life will scratch you on edges. No, life will hit you hard on your face. Life will slap you on your face. Life will spit on your face. So what what should one do in such a situation? Because you have lost a lot of things. You have lost your finances. You have lost your projects. You have lost the opportunities. You have lost the edge you had. You have lost some character. You have lost your mind. You have lost people. You have lost the will to go on. So how should proceed in that situation? Because this thing, this critical situation, this should be handled in a way that those around you, those who are still left, mm, those who are still left, because even if you lose someone, and even if you lose access to a lot of uh, critical amenities, a lot of important things, there are some people who are attached to you. It may be your children, it may be your parents, it may be your friends, your neighbors, your employees, your staff, or someone on the street, whoever you care for and whoever the care is reciprocated. So those who are like you must think about them in such a way. And then you own, you are on your own, so you are still left. You have lost people, but you are still there. And in such a situation, what should you do? What should be the plan of action? What should be the actions? And this is really a delicate topic because when I talk about losing things, uh, I'm stepping on a delicate and painful nerve. People, this world is temporary, and people lose things. People lose their loved ones. People lose their important aims, and despite that, people keep on pushing. But the more they push, the more they fall. The more they push, the more they fall, or the more they will be pushed against. So, in such a delicate, desperate, emotional, painful, and devastating situation, what should one do? One thing that most people do, I'm going to divide it into 90% and 10%. So, the 90%, which we call society, or in general, a moderate section. So, these people who have uh, gone through the such pain, and then for some reason they they quit pursuing, they quit the pursuit of their aims, pursuit of happiness, pursuit of desired results, pursuit of goals. And in that moderate section, you know how they go by living. So when they don't have anything to pursue, so they pursue each other. I'm not going deep into that issue. Now the other 10%, these are the people, I would say, a different bent of mind, different bent of mind. These people know that life is temporary. They will lose it. They will lose themselves. A time when they need to leave the earth. They are going to die. Their loved one going to die, and they understand this thing. Yes, the sudden departure of their loved ones, the sudden, it's it's really painful and emotional. So I would say this is emotionally turbulent phase, but they understand this that yes, the world is temporary. People are going to leave this place, and they themselves are going to leave this earth. So what they resolve to, their plan of action, or their choice is to keep the pursuit on. Yes, it this one, the to keep the pursuit on, it is a well thought out and a good decision, well thought out and good choice. And this is a good choice because first, you are going to die. Everyone going to die, so you are also going to die. And the second thing is you have something or someone still left. It may be different for different people. Maybe you still have your parents and your kids left, or maybe you still have a part of your pursuit, your exploratory journey left. For example, you are working, uh, you're working in a corporate, and after this storm, when everything goes out and you have lost a lot of things, you are in a debt, and still there's something that you can pursue. You have some time left, and which is you don't know when your time is going to come. So in that unpredictable situation, you should not resort to that mediocre and riskless life, because everything is in life is unpredictable and risky. You need to take risk, you need to step up, you need to go out, you need to pursue things, you need to show that intensity. Because even if you don't show that intensity, even if you don't rebel against life, even if you don't push against it, it is going to push against you. Life is going to push against you. Life is going to push you, or life is going to push you off the edges. And if you have reached that stage when you are financially in debt, you are physically incapacitated or sick, when you are emotionally vulnerable or vulnerable in any walk of life, when you are in such a situation, I would say you are at the bottom, you are down in down situation, and in that down situation you cannot hope for any less. The hope is always going to be there, because however severe the storm is, the trees or birds, those will sprout. Nothing can stop them. Life cannot stop them. God cannot stop them. And even after that, even after severe torrential rainfall or some tornado, life goes on. So will you. Life goes on. So will you. And you need to push ahead. So coming back to the gist and outline of this video, life is cruel, merciless, life is unpredictable, life is temporary, and you don't have many choices. You don't have many choices in what happens to you. It will happen, like Murphy's law. Whatever going to happen will happen. So this is how life works, and we, as of now, we as a part of human race have not been able to predict it predict it with such accuracy. So in such an unpredictable and temporary situation, when someone hit against the wall, and people are going to hit against the wall, those who keep their pursuit on, those who keep pushing up, those who keep chasing their dreams, those who keep acting up, or those who keep showing up for their work, for their dreams, for their desires, for their goals, for whatever their reasons are, those who show up for their reasons, they are going to hit against the wall. And when they hit against the wall, the storm Storm, I would say it's like bad time. So the storm is going to devastate you. Why this happened? Neither I nor anyone can guess the reason for with accuracy, with precision. We don't know why life acts this way, but like life acts this way, and this storm called life will devastate you. And this is when people call it that everything is going south. My life has gone south, and in such a situation, don't choose the path followed by this 90%. I am not going to comment on their way of living, but I can tell it for sure that their way of life is not no good. It's like some hand to mouth existence, or it's like a facade. It's not a real life. They are living it, but uh, they are not actually living it. And you will understand it only when you live around them. Don't actually living their life. And the best way is to go by the the choices made by those 10%. And you need to keep this pursuit on. Whatever it is, whatever life is, you should keep acting. Actions matter a lot, and you know it very well. If you have some dream about your life, if you have a dream of becoming a great dancer, or a footballer, or a chef, or a politician, or a bureaucrat, or an actor, or a writer, or a singer, or an engineer, or a doctor, a scientist, explorer, firefighter, club fighter, whatever your dream is, when you reach such a situation, one thing can be deducted by that you can make a fresh start. It is going to be difficult in such an emotionally vulnerable situation, and to this speak in this way, and to recommend those people who have fallen off the edge, those people who are really emotionally starved, and to tell them, or to suggest them that they should accept the situation as it is and make the next move. It is mm, it is even challenging for me, and I know a very responsible thing to say, because the situation is very delicate. But I'm not suggesting any other way. If you are helpless, you cannot do anything about it. If you recently faced a setback, you cannot do anything about it. If the unpredictability of life has gotten your nerve, the unpredictable, the riskiness, or the turbulence of life, the storm of life, it has gotten you, it has um, pushed you off the cliff. You cannot do about it, but you cannot choose the wrong way either. All you can do, you can make a fresh start when you have nothing to lose, and still there are some people or something to look after. You can make that fresh start, and you can keep pushing up. And one thing is sure, if something has, or something not, life has dealt such a hard blow, life has dealt such a hard blow to your life, it means you are very close to something. you are very close to something very important in your life that life is scared about, and that's how it acts on you. And so the best way, when you are really that close to something you want to achieve and this devastation is there, so you can be sure about one thing, that you are close to something you desire, and the best way out is to keep pushing up. Thank you very much.